Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Risk. Ghosts. Okay. Isolation. What is going on? And teamwork. What is going on? Oh. That was in this way, right? After the last reading, I really enjoyed the reverse cards. Like, I think there's something about it that I want to implement. Ooh. Unexpected development. If we just remove the word, there's something about this word that I was just like, it just didn't risk. So this is unusual, isn't it? Because there's this crow, and this crow is carrying a seashell around. Like, I don't think that crows normally do this. And all those waves, they are also not looking very realistic, right? Compared to this cityscape, which is rather normal, you know, how one would probably draw something like this. So I really have the feeling that something is going to occur in your life, which is a bit of a very supernatural somehow. And it really feels like you are from going to be alone, from being alone somehow with this isolation card, right? But I'm really drawn to isolation as being a good thing in this case somehow. I think maybe if you're isolating currently or just spending a lot of time alone, it could be that there is a reason for it, because you are somehow, it seems to me that there's some spiritual reason behind it. If you look at this, those lights, right? The only colorful or bright things in this image, right? Ghosts. Oh, I think, okay, when I say supernatural, and, well, just imagine a spirit like this, right? Like a ghost, standing in your room, right? And I don't think that you actually have to imagine it. I think this is going to happen. That's maybe why you are. Oh, okay, now I get it. So it feels to me that you are currently, or that this is going to happen when you are alone at home somehow, right? And something is strange, like a ghost or a spirit showing itself to you, is happening while you are alone. And it feels, with this word risk, it's at first a little bit fear triggering, just because you don't know what this is. Maybe this is the first time that you actually see a spirit, and it could be also someone maybe that you know just because of those graves. Could be really someone maybe that has passed away, that is just standing in your room somehow. And it feels to you probably like this is not supposed to be this way, with this this crow moving around this seashell. And it's like, it's fear triggering just in the beginning. But I think it will also change something for you. So this encounter is just beginning of a multi-dimensional opening for you, right? So it seems to me that maybe if you have been alone at home or something like that and feeling lonely, right, like this, right, after that you will feel connected with this, right, connecting the dots. You don't feel lonely anymore, of course. I mean, noticing this, and it seems to me that this occurrence is happening after this first one on a regular basis, right? Because this is a connection, it goes further and further, right? And it seems to me it opens a path for you that is an offer with roots, and it leads you also somewhere. You know, this is the typical flower and bee relationship card, and even an offer with roots is often for me also a love offer. But for me also, you know, if a spirit comes into you, to your house, and offers you love, maybe you get an offer of collaboration of some sort with the spirit, right? And this could be a beginning of a new path for you that you maybe didn't have in mind, and it lights the way. You know, if you look at this crow standing in between those two light bulbs, it seems to me that this crow is a path that is lit up, right, and continuing somehow. This is just a small frame of the whole path, right? And again, the cityscape here, right? It's also like going, it's a path, you know, with time. You know, this is winter, and this is spring, I'd say, or maybe even summer, right? It's transforming your situation, your mindscape, your whole existence from winter and cold and rainy, and the mood is changing from winter to summer, and suddenly everything's more warm and bright, and the strangeness that's the strangeness you were missing, I think, right? Because when we are thinking about life as the way it is, you know, and again the cityscape in the background, it's really interesting. And there's a flying crow in here too, right? There are many flying crows. If you see all the ghosts there, right? But what I wanted to say is, when you see life the way it is, or the way that they tell us, right? It's this, it's boring, right? It's boring, and it's repetitive, and it's just, you know, getting up, going to work, you know, this whole, everything, like the whole mundane life cycle. And this, you know, it's basically, you know, if you want to see it from a isolated, dark perspective, it's like chasing money until you drop dead, right? It's this rat race, and then this, and that's it, and yeah, right? But I think this encounter or this development in your life in general is showing you the bright side of life, right? The Truth card is a card that you take things for granted until they are gone or until they hurt, right? And it seems to me that maybe even a reunion with someone who has passed away in the spirit world, or just, it doesn't have to be literally someone who passed away, maybe just a spirit, right? Or, doesn't matter, right? Just some being, some multidimensional being from the other side, which wants to connect with you somehow, opens up a whole different layer of reality. And, you know, when you first were just perceiving the graveyard and everything, you know, just a normal layer of reality, and suddenly this opens up for you and you see vaguely a different dimension, a parallel dimension existing at the same time but on a different frequency, and you first just encounter one spirit, but it opens up to you and it becomes more with roots, right? And this, it's like it becomes more, it becomes something else, right? And also the fertility of this is that this opens a spectrum of vision for you, and of adventure, right? That makes you appreciate life more, right? That's this. Suddenly you appreciate life more because it's starting to become an adventure, right? At first, you know, that's the first thrill of a risk, right? When you encounter a spirit, it's fear-threatening somehow. It feels like a risk. It feels like, something unusual. And it's the same when you're taking a risk somehow and you do something differently, right? You do something, it's like going on an adventure, right? And it sparks this joy in you somehow, the willingness to explore life more, when, you know, it's from going through this dark zone somehow. It feels like a dark mental space, to discovering the strangeness and the magic, and this is just something else. It's it's really almost like really getting this feeling of going on a big adventure for the very first time. And it's bigger than just traveling, because just traveling, you know, even this can be a routine, right? I mean, maybe you are literally traveling for the first time to a very distant land, right? This is the same excitedness of going there, right? When you first you almost cannot sleep because you don't know what's ahead. But once you get there, you just enjoy the adventure, right? But for me, this today feels more like a multidimensional adventure somehow, because of the cityscape. Because the cityscape in the background doesn't really change, right? It looks a little bit different in every image, but that's the point. It's this, you don't need to travel or something like that to experience this, because this is happening. It's a second layer of reality. It's the same old, but suddenly things are opening up and you see spirits. I mean, imagine just going through a graveyard, literally, right? And seeing the people that are laying there, right? But it could also be, just another layer of reality. Because it's everywhere then, it seems to me it opens up. So from a first strange encounter, it opens up the further you are letting it into your life, right? It seems to me that then you are carrying this around, right? You are allowing the magic to unfold for you. And it could feel like a risk because not everybody... The thing about things like this is that you cannot really talk with everybody about it, right? Because most of the people will call you crazy somehow, right? But it's an adventure for yourself, and it opens up something beautiful. It's really like lighting the way to your path, even though you will be still isolated somehow, because you cannot, that's what I said, you cannot really tell people that or speak with people about it, right? Not really, because who would buy this, right? But it's a path of isolation that is not really isolated because you are connecting to a different world. And it could, you will eventually meet other souls who are also experiencing this, right? But it's rare, right? It's not the mundane day-to-day. But I think that's what you always wanted to escape from anyways, right? And it's somehow it really feels also like there's some, it's opening the feeling of love for you, and it's multiplying somehow, because this whole process of bees and flowers is there to multiply flowers. So, and also roots, it's like a path of growth, and it brings you closer to the stars, right? Because those are stars. This is a path of stars. So it really feels like something that is opening up for you that will first feel like it comes from isolation, but it also makes you stay somewhat isolated, but not really. It's maybe just that you see the reason why you were isolated in the first place somehow, right? When it's finally opening up for you. And then everything makes sense somehow, and it gives you joy back, and also somewhat a higher mission, because this is a path. And for me, every path is somehow a mission, right? It's a mission to help humanity somehow. By also discovering things about yourself, right? With the spirit. That's lovely. So it certainly removes some feeling, some feelings of sadness for you, and gives you, it's this dark landscape, and then all the spirits show themselves to you, and then your landscape transforms into brighter colors. And I'm not sure, like, this deck has not too bright colors anyways, right? So this is probably the brightest it can get in this deck. But let's see what else we can pull off here. I'm gonna pull a card from here. Let's see what we get. Watchers, transpersonal. Oh, and the horned cactus, resourcefulness. And again, do you see the face in this, right? It's so strange. Okay, so the Watcher energy. Yeah, you could call it the Watcher energy, maybe. Transpersonal. Yeah, when you look at this card, it feels bigger than life. It feels bigger than this planet. And I think if you really look at the colors again, because I wanted to have some more colors for you to see that how your color spectrum is changing. This is different, right? This feels large, suddenly the earth is so small and there's so much more, and there's this figure on the top. And even there, in the stone, there's this lion head or something like that. But here is also this, and your crown is just blasting, full of energy, and it's this, it's the other layer, right? Or other layers. Maybe it's not just one. Maybe it seems to me it opens up the more you let it in, the more it grows, right? So that's really interesting. So it's a very psychic energy that's opening up for you. But it gives you so much calmness also, because maybe at first, before this happens, it could be that you feel a little bit nervous somehow, or a little bit on edge. But when it's opening up, why. Maybe you thought, why am I feeling so weird, right? And then when it opens up to you, you're like, oh, now I get it, right? And when you accept this into your beingness and into your life, it opens up for you and more is going to happen. Nice. This looks like the initial reaction, maybe, with the cactus, that you're maybe a little bit guarded at first, right? But I think you very, very soon, probably within a few seconds, realize, when you see a spirit, right? And after the first very few seconds, it's maybe first scary, but then you relax, like this figure here, and you are thankful for the magic that is in your life, and the guardedness just disappears, right? The guardedness of, you see that this is actually abundant and nothing to be scared about, right? It's also something, with the cactus, that has been stored within you, but it just has been chosen, or there hasn't been time just yet to unfold somehow, right? Maybe you were in search for this for all your life somehow. With this 29, it really feels like, someone not really. It's like you were searching for something more for all your life somehow, and suddenly it shows itself to you, and maybe you also then know that it's why it had to be. Why it had to take some time to show itself. Maybe when you look back, you will also see some occurrences in your life that you didn't understand, maybe some dreams or things like that, and they explain themselves to you after this is opening up for you. So it's very nice, actually. I love it. So I love this reading, so it's very nice. So in case you're in doubt, I'm gonna pull you a card from the deck where every card has the same meaning, and the meaning is everything's going to be okay. So good. And yeah, let's see who this reading is for. Virgo. Okay, nice. Yeah, so additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.